Hello, my name is Emmett Brown. I am a student here at Trinity Law School. Please forgive me, I'm not very good at these types of videos. Um, my work experience. Most of my life I've worked in factories and even spent some time as a bouncer. Then at some point I realized that God had a calling for me beyond, throwing people out and whatnot. So I got my life somewhat straightened out and kind of told me that I had to get back to school. So I went and I got my bachelor's degree from Grand Canyon University. I finished a 4-year program in 3 years. I Then I went to Western Theological Seminary, where I recently received my Master of Divinity, which is so funny because I don't feel like I've mastered anything. Um, I actually graduated in May, which was ironic because it was the first week of class when I started the legal fundamentals class. It was the same week that I had graduation, final exams, classes exams, and all that other fun stuff. So that was probably one of the busier weeks of my life. Um, so anyway, I finished my education and I said, what's next? And it was very clear to me that I feel that as ministers we are called to social justice for the people that God has blessed us with the opportunity to take care of. So as a result, in order to do that well, I felt God directing me towards the area of learning the legal system. Uh, Oftentimes, pastors will have a dual degree in some sort of social work or some sort of counseling degree, and it just felt very pertinent to me that I would go about getting a degree in the legal system, or a legal degree rather, so that I would be able to help those that God entrusts into my care as a pastor at some point, to be able to help them legally with a lot of the things that a lot of people have to miss out on just simply because they don't have the finances to have access to solid legal advice, or even just finding out what their options are. So this is my first step in being able to do that. My wife teases me. She thinks this will lead to a JD. My commitment to myself was to not be taking any more classes past 50. I'm 44 now, so it gives me 6 years if I'm going to do any more classes. I told her, I said, if I'm walking into a classroom after 50, I better be teaching the class. So we'll see where God leads, because I never thought I'd be taking legal classes to begin with. But anyway, well, my wife, we've been married, it'll be 11 years next month. Um, she is amazing. She is, well, don't let her know I said this, but she's my best friend. She's the one I know I can lean on when the devil attacks. I know that she prays for me and often carries me sometimes when I'm not even interested in walking myself. Hold on, I have a picture of her here. Let's see. No. Oh, there we go. There she is. That's my wife, the great Carmel Brown. Probably one of the biggest reasons why I'm even doing any of this at this point. I have 3 children. A daughter who's 20, well, she'll be 21 in like 4 days, and one who's 15 going on 30. And then my little 6-year-old, you'll hear me talk about him as my man cub from time to time. You know, Papa Bear and Man Cub from the Jungle Book reference for those who get it. What I hope to learn from this course is just to continue adding to the toolbox that I feel God's preparing for me to better be able to reach His people, to better be able to help them and so they can continue to see the church as it was intended to be, in my opinion, as a place of not just ridicule, but a place where they can go to be helped, where they can go to find people who are just really seriously looking out for them and not looking to line their own wallets. And I think this course, this whole discussion of torts, who hasn't been injured or damaged in some way or form and have no clue as to what options are available to them. So I'm hoping that by the time I'm done with this class, and also I'm also taking property, and I hope that between torts and property that it will help me to become more fully developed and more fully equipped to take care of the people that God has trusted me to. Hobbies, I am, as you can see behind me here, I like comic books. I have action figures. I've got over 500 action figures, over 3,400 comic books, and just over 2,000 regular books. I always tell people that it's proof that when you do what God calls you to, not only does He bless you with everything that you need, sometimes He gives you the things you want to. Sometimes. That's not a health and wealth gospel message at all. But sometimes He does reward you with things that He knows you really want. As far as churches, I am between churches, as I left the church where I was an unofficial associate back in April. As I got towards the end of my tenure in seminary, I realized that volunteering at the church, while very noble, is not going to help pay for my education, my college loan bills, and I needed to start looking for a place that I can use the training that I've gone to school for. And so now I've been bouncing around just in different churches in the area. And if any of you know about Holland, there's a lot of churches in West Michigan, predominantly RCA and CRC, which is evident from the fact that those are the places I keep getting asked to preach at. So we'll just see where God leads. And any interesting facts about yourself? Well, yeah, I told you. I have the comic books and the stuff like that. My wife's a photographer. I think I left that out. She was voted best photographer in the city we live in, and then also in the top 10 of a much larger city that's close to us. She's the only one that doesn't live in that city that's considered to be one of the best photographers of the metro Grand Rapids area. So, I think that's about it. Wow, I'm at 8 minutes, so I think I better shut up. I look forward to your comments, and I look forward to seeing you in class. Have a good evening, and God bless.